Hi, I'm Daphne Brogdon, and welcome to another episode of 24 Inside. I'm here at CTU, which is pretty darn cool, I gotta say. We're gonna talk to people who make this show work, not only in front of the camera, but behind as well, because there's a lot that goes into making 24. All right, this is a major score for me personally and for 24 Inside. We've got Jean Smart, a.k.a. Martha Logan, here. Thank you so much for being here, Jean.
You're welcome.
Huge fan. And what a fun role you've had this season.
I'm having a ball.
I'm
just having a ball.
Were you a 24 fan beforehand? Did you know the show?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
No, but that's only because I didn't watch anything. Name a show, I didn't see it.
That's okay. So,
this is my first time on the internet, so this is
really?
sort of cool.
Well, you know,
like,
literally.
I don't even touch computers, so this is like.
Well, maybe your son could.
Oh, my son, yeah, he's surgically attached to his computer. So.
Yeah. Well, you always have to have somebody under 20 be your tech support.
Yeah, oh no, my husband though. He's
Oh, great.
great geek.
Oh,
yeah.
great. It's good to have a geek in the family. So now, in one day, you have gone from being, we think, maybe a little loony, to really being very sharp.
Well,
and
just she was under-medicated. There's a difference.
Under-medicated. And also upset because her other half of her relationship, she was not happy with, right? Okay, we have some fan questions. Speaking of the internet, these are all from the internet. Okay, cool. Leanne wants to know, how much did you know about Martha going into the first few shows? And did you think she was really going crazy, or did you suspect that she was being gaslighted or drugged? And also, how did a smart woman like Martha end up with a weasel like Logan? There's a lot of questions there.
Well, first of all, they give us just a little bit of information. They don't like to give us too much information on the show, so we don't overthink our characters. But certainly, just from Martha's first scene where she looks in the mirror and dunks her head in the sink, I said, oh, well, I have to play this woman. I don't care what's going on with her. I have to play this woman. But obviously, they make references to the fact that she'd had some kind of a serious breakdown a couple of years before and had been hospitalized for a while. So obviously she, for whatever reason, whether it's partly chemical, partly whatever may have happened in her life. I mean, Gregory Edson, who plays Charles.
He's hilarious.
Isn't he fabulous?
Yeah.
He and I have come up with sort of a history of maybe what happened to them a couple of years ago and things like that.
Can you share any of that, or do you not want to?
Well, it was sort of had to do with a child and all this kind of stuff, And we went to the producers and said, Gregory and I had this idea about, kind of what we've been, and they go, oh, that's nice. Okay, so.
You actors work it out.
Yes, you do your little actor things.
Well, he was so great last season. I was so glad to see that they brought him back, and Jon Cassar was saying that, really this whole storyline was because they thought he was so good that they wanted to expand his
He's
universe.
an amazing actor. I mean, I told him, I said, I'm personally setting out to change your image because, and I love the reaction every time I tell people this, the person who arrives at work to play President Logan is so different than the person you see on television. I mean, he comes to work and he's got on his jeans and his denim jacket and his hair's kind of spiky and he's got his pierced ears and his tattoos.
No.
Yeah.
That is, what a range he has. Well, just interviewing him, I mean, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's just wound him up, and obviously like a real brain too.
Yeah, we had worked together before on stage, which was
great.
So there was a real nice comfort level coming into this.
Yeah. Okay. From James in Wales on MSN Messenger.
In Wales?
Yes. This is worldwide, my friend.
Wales. I love Wales.
Beautiful. Martha Logan has been angered by the decisions of the president, but why does she always forget him?
I mean, I think that she does really love him, and that certainly they've had happier times, and I think that she, for whatever reason, him being thrust into the presidency has not brought out the best in him, and it certainly hasn't brought out the best in her being thrust into the White House.
Yeah.
So.
No, I also liked how she had a backstory with President Palmer. But
yes.
have you worked with Dennis Haysbert?
No, I met him.
It's so funny. It's such a great link, though.
Yeah, I met him at the beginning of the season, and he said, well, maybe they'll see us together in a flashback or something. I don't think they do flashbacks on this show. The clock would have to, rewind.
Go backwards. From Nestor in Boston Bar, British Columbia, on MSN Messenger. They're shooting. I understand that you have worked with Gregory Edson before, about 20 years ago, which you just said. How was it, what was it like to work with him again after all these years?
It was wonderful. And in fact, I'd only seen him once or twice since then. And I'd always enjoyed him and really liked him and respected him a great deal. So it was nice to, coming into a show that's so established and everybody knows each other so well. It was nice to have that familiarity. But and also too, we have some pretty rough scenes together.
Yeah, very emotional.
And so there's a couple coming up that are doozies.
Oh boy.
So it's nice to be able to really trust, somebody and like someone when you have to do scenes like that.
Yeah. Now, Bob Cochran was saying that your character was somewhat inspired by Martha Mitchell.
Well, I mean, I think just in the sense that, well, what kind of a first lady do we want? Maybe we have one that's sort of a loose cannon.
Yeah, and
So,
sort of knows something that's going on.
I'm certainly not trying to do Martha Mitchell.
Yeah, no. Okay, from Avery in New Orleans, Louisiana on MSN Messenger. Hi, Jean. I'm a huge fan of Martha, aren't we all? She's one of my favorite characters this season. My question is whether or not there's something going on between Martha and Aaron Pierce. If there is, what do you think about it? Yeah, that's been fun to watch.
My Boy Scout.
He's excellent.
Well, there was a scene, actually, that got cut where Aaron sort of lets his guard down for a moment that would have, But people are picking up lots of things from the two of us. So
Yeah, well, that's a good acting.
I'm not saying anything.
All right. Well, Jean, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's just a pleasure to meet you.
It's fun. It's great. Anytime.
So before Jack ever grabs his knife or his gun, this man has it. Sterling Rush, the prop master of 24. Thank you for being here, Sterling.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now, this kind of looks like after I've organized my garage.
All right.
And you even have flashlights and normal household stuff.
Yes.
But you have it in mass quantities.
Well, we buy 5 of everything on the show. It's our way of covering our butts. What happens is we'll get a script and we'll break it down and we'll know what we need for each setup. But then the director will go, "What if I had?" And the what if is what we have to cover.
Right.
And the what if is, I want a keyboard for this shot. I want an extra bomb on the table. We can make it, buy it, borrow it, steal it, whatever it takes to get it. We'll get it.
Okay. So one of the things is that you actually have a larger prop cage. This is your mobile prop, right?
Yes. This is a small version of our prop cage. What we do is we take out of our prop cage all of our materials and stuff. We put it on this truck, and then this goes on the road with us. We're a mobile circus. Everything we do is...
Okay,
all
so
here.
probably when Jack and Curtis are out doing their thing, you're coming along right with them.
That's it.
So let's think about some of the things that they might need. Do they need? Well, we got bar supplies.
Well, if we're filming in an actual bar, which we have in the past, we'll actually dress it with the cocktail napkins, the straws, the little cherries and things. So we'll set the whole bar up like it normally would, minus the alcohol, of course.
Right.
Then we have actually fake beer, which will give the background. So we'll be sucking on fake beers and water and little mini cocktails.
Right.
So yeah, it looks real. And
Get the whole thing. Okay, we got SWAT, gas masks, latex gloves.
our show, because of the nature of it, we have lots of medical stuff because everybody's always getting hurt.
Yes, that's for sure.
So we carry at any time 12 cases of medical tape, gauze, bandages, neck braces.
Has anybody ever
surgical
needed
kits.
it for real, on the crew, and you're like, oh my god, you can't touch it. I don't care if you're bleeding. I need it for my.
Oh
my
no,
prop.
you can have it. Just take it off.
Okay.
If your arm's falling off, we'll try and fix it with that.
Yeah, right. That's good
Yeah.
of you. That's good of
Yeah.
you, Sterling. Now, wedding bands.
Now we always try and dress all of our actors.
Okay.
Whether they're new or what. We have, I guess, any one season, over 200 actors that come
Wow.
on and kind of cycle through. So we don't know if they're married, not married, their background.
Yeah.
So I can cover it here. I can give them a
Can I-
watch.
may I?
Absolutely. We have
Oh.
men's wedding bands.
How nice.
We have women's rings. Engagement
So,
rings.
you gave when Audrey Raines, she was married, she gave her.
Yeah, we actually gave.
band.
Actually, she was still married, but wasn't wearing her ring. But her husband, we gave him a ring because he was still in love with her. So we kind of played that little thing.
Okay, and Tony
Yeah.
and Michelle obviously
Tony and Michelle
gave
obviously
them
have
their
their rings,
rings and
yes.
everything. Okay, pocket
Yes.
watches. Now this one was funny. I thought, God, diapers. Not too many babies on the set.
We have a lot of babies on the show. Yes.
But you use these for cleanup.
Clean them, yes.
But I tell
Anything-
you, man, these are the same tighty
these,
dighties
these,
I
are,
have.
these are the real ones. These are the actual
The-
little.
I know, I'm a mommy.
Yeah, there you
Those are the real. Those are the real things. They're great for spit up in case any actor has that problem too. Now you've got a couple Jack drawers. So what are
Yes.
these? Are dedicated
Yes,
Jack drawers.
These are Kiefer's drawers that he uses for the show. These are all. If you open them up, you'll see. This is a small portion of what he carries with him.
Oh, wow.
And what
You
I
gotta
have
get
in
it.
here in a bin is actually his on-set bin, which has everything he's ever touched in the past 5 years. It goes back
Wow.
to, I guess, the previous seasons he had a heroin addiction. We
Okay.
still have the heroin kit from when he did that.
Wow.
That's the actual one we used on the show and whatnot. So we keep everything he's ever touched. And
Just in case.
every phone he's
Now
ever
wait a minute.
used.
Now what's? Oh wow.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
These
this
are
is one of
the
his
keepers.
fake IDs.
Yes, these are one of the IDs we made for him.
Jack Roosh?
Jack Roush.
Roush?
Jack Flynn.
Jack Flynn?
These are actually because the writers have changed his name several times.
Yeah.
In the beginning, we just kept making IDs and just kept changing the name.
That is great. Wow, this is, you could, like, this is, like, illegal to have, like, this
They're
probably
real.
good of copies.
I mean, they're pretty close to being real, except for I guess
You got a
the
side
made-up
business there.
Yeah.
And even a passport?
Yeah, well, that's not. It's a bogus passport that you can
Yeah.
carry and
Yeah,
use.
okay. So he can just show it. So all the Jacks have
But
DOD.
these are the
whatever.
the glasses he used in the end of season 3 or season 4.
Oh, come on, try them on for us.
Yeah,
Be little Jack.
The walking down the I guess the train tracks at the very end.
Yeah, that
Those
was
are the
good.
ones.
That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, some nice Ray-Bans there for him.
Serengeti's.
Oh, I thought they were Ray-Bans.
No, Serengeti's.
All right, now I got to try them on.
There you go. If you want a gun too, we have a fake gun for you.
Oh my
here.
God,
There you
really?
go.
This
With a silencer. There you go. Toy gun.
Oh, it's not that heavy.
It's for fights, gunfights. We have rubber guns for Mrs. Bauer.
Curtis, I need backup. Yeah, right, Mrs. Bauer. Oh, I would say I wish, except it may not be dead.
Oh, you're right.
So what kind of gun does Jack carry?
He carries an H&K USB compact. It's empty.
Okay.
Nothing in the magazine.
Do you ever have an actor who has to handle a gun, maybe it's a special guest star or something like that, and they're kind of like, they don't really want to handle a gun?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
And what we do is I try and take them aside.
Yeah.
Show them how to use the gun, make them comfortable with it, and then we'll try and work around it.
Okay, so this is the Jack Bauer gun.
That's his real
Ooh,
gun.
this is heavy.
It's real.
Yeah. That's a real.
It's a real gun.
Okay, I'm one of those gun.
Okay,
people.
there you go.
All right, very cool. Okay, what's something you like working with? What's the kind of scene prop wise that you have fun with?
The bombs and the knives and things. I'll show you.
Okay, so you create the bombs?
Oh yeah, we make them all. We make them all in a prop house. We have. Yeah, I'll show you some of the stuff that we get to manufacture.
Okay.
It's a process, like this. This is an actual stun gun.
Oh my
It's
God.
real.
Don't they use that? Doesn't Agent Burke use that, or one of those people?
Yeah,
Or?
so I can actually hit you with it. And what we do is we took a real stun gun, cut it out, put
Yeah.
a little strobe in there.
Oh my God!
So
I'm
it
gonna have a
on
seizure.
on camera, it looks like it's gonna shock you, but
Yeah.
really it's not. It just
Man,
it's
can I
totally
try?
safe. Yeah, absolutely.
Ah. I know. That's probably the fun part.
Yeah, we get to make
Okay,
we
very
make all
cool.
of our cool props.
This is like a little boy's dream job.
I have the best job in the world. I play
Yeah.
with toys all day.
I know.
Yeah, it's
God, my
great.
brother would have loved this.
What we have here are knife kits.
Okay.
What we do is we have a knife fight. We'll make several knives. First we buy a real one, which is super sharp. You feel it's a very sharp knife. It's a
I'll
real
trust
one.
you.
And then what we'll do is we'll take that same knife and then destroy it, so I can stab myself with it. Let's retract.
Oh, very cool.
Well, that's much fun, yeah.
Oh, I
You
don't
just
want to
kinda-
live. I don't want to live.
And then you're done. But if it's an even serious fight, we actually have a rubber one made, so you actually
So you really won't hurt anybody.
there's no chance.
Wow, that is amazing. That really looks like a knife.
And so we have the three
But when
choices.
they are actually going to stab somebody, you have to use the retractable.
Well, what I'll do is, from the scene, you'll see Jack will come out, he'll pull the knife out, and do something with it, and they'll cut. Then we'll pull, I guess, this knife out for the fight, so you can fight around and box around with it.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to kill the guy, you pull this one out and you stab.
Okay, so you got to stop the scene that many times to put it in the right time.
Usually in the scene, there's several different angles.
Sure.
First is wide, and then it goes tighter and tighter. And the tighter you get,
Yeah.
the closer you want to get to realism. So you want to have.
So this is this is very important because obviously in the making of films it has happened that people have died.
Yes, people have gotten hurt in the
Yeah.
past, but we make it a point to be very safe and be very thorough. And
Has anybody ever been hurt on the 24 set?
No. Knock on wood. There you
Knock
go.
with you. All right, and there's your bombs.
Yes. Oh, we have lots of fun bombs. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the syringe kits.
Oh, right.
Now,
For all those medical interrogations,
Well, for all
right?
I guess you get the interrogations in the C2 interrogation room. We have actual syringes that we've taken apart, so you can
Okay.
actually fill them with liquid.
Uh-huh.
You can actually stab yourself in the neck if you want.
Oh, can I try that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a drug addict. I'm a drug addict.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
They're all-
cool.
they're all safe
How do you
and-
learn something like this, Sterling?
You don't. It's just you kind of
Just
get
you
get in the
apprenticed
job.
and-
Yeah. Well, I kind of it was dumb luck how I got in the business. So,
Yeah.
So just kind of fell into it.
That's so often the
That's
way.
everybody's way.
Yeah, right.
No one has the same path getting here. It's all
No.
like I was working at a hamburger store and now I'm a truck guy.
Do you want to build syringes? Yeah.
So we have different types of knives and whatnot. Yes, and then bombs. You want a bomb? We make all these really cool stuff that.
Now this I've seen a lot on the show where it has this like
Oh, yeah.
countdown clock. That's often a real problem.
Yep.
Oh, there's another countdown clock.
Yes. We try and shoot it several different ways, just so the editors can find a way to shoot around it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hi, I'm Dan.
is trying to match that up with what's going on in the show.
Right.
You have 30 minutes left, but they also want to do it in less time. It's
Right.
tough.
Right. Oh, that's cool. So do you actually look on like bomb building books or
No, I go to Radio Shack and just buy stuff. and then just put it all together. It's funny
Yeah.
when you're
Not to
telling
give
the guy,
anybody any
I need
ideas.
some countdown timers. The guy's like, what are you making? I'm making a bomb.
Yeah.
The guys are like, oh, really? What kind of
Hi,
show?
FBI.
You
Yeah.
have to tell them what you're doing it for. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, and they believe it. So basically, terrorists can just say, "Yeah, I'm working on 24."
Yeah, we're on 24 and I'm
Yeah.
making bombs. But we also shop these out to other companies like ISS. It's a prop house who actually has a manufacturing. Where they go in and they can machine shop whatever they want to make.
So there's absolutely nothing dangerous in this.
It's actually cardboard and just a couple of 9-volt batteries.
All right, but it looks good.
But
Sterling,
you can't walk in LAX with this though. You might
I
get
think
hurt.
that I think
Yeah.
you might get a cavity search.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Sterling. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
My pleasure.
I'm a little scared. All right, we're lucky to have Jon Cassar here, co-executive producer and director of usually 10 episodes a season, right?
About 10 a season, that's right.
All right, now we saw you last season, which was great. You were a good guest. This season, though, it's totally different. We have a totally different storyline. How much were you a part of creating this storyline this year?
Well, I'm part of it once the writers, Joel and Bob and Howard and their team sort of bring it out. And then once they bring it out, then, my involvement starts there. I give them my opinion and what I like and what I don't like. And then it sort of continues throughout the year.
Well, one of the hallmarks of this season seems to be that some of the people that have been in the background are now in the foreground, like Aaron and Mike Novick.
That's right.
Was that exciting for you to get to direct them more?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think that's one of the advantages of this show is that we have such great supporting characters. And on most other television series, you've got your 8 leads, and then you've got those background players, but they remain background players. And in our show, because we have a tendency to kill all the lead players, there's nobody left, and so those characters come to the forefront. And in this case, instead of writing new characters, we just feel that it's almost their turn to shine, and so we've brought these people up, and they've all done they've done great work for us, and they're wonderful actors to work with. So.
Yeah,
and they jump at the opportunity.
Oh, I bet they're
they
exciting.
really
It's
love
more like
it.
a repertory that
That's
way.
right.
Then.
That's right. That's exactly
and
right.
then Gregory Itzen's character, Charles Logan, which is I think he's just a fantastic
Unbelievable.
job.
Yeah,
so when you ended last season, did you guys know that you were going to bring him back for so much?
I think it's interesting because I think some actors on our show virtually create such amazing characters and such compelling characters that what happens when we do that is that the writers start to write for them.
Okay.
And in that case, we had Greg playing the president for a very small storyline at the end of the year that we thought was going to be that. But Greg just virtually hit it out of the park, and he did such a great job that when Joel went to write the new year, he just said, you know what, let's really center it around this guy and give him a wife and give him a whole storyline. And so that's sort of what happened.
What is it like to direct Jean Smart?
Well, it's an honor to direct Jean Smart, first of all. I mean, I've been a fan of hers for a long time, and she's just so wonderful. And she just brings so much of the character right from the very beginning. And it's really funny because some of the scenes that we thought we were going over the top with,
when
for
she's kind of
example,
cuckoo in the beginning?
well, yeah, exactly. Especially the scene where she puts her head in the water, and we were like, oh, okay, that's maybe too much. Maybe she won't do that. Maybe she'll mess her hair up. And every time we brought the new changes in, Jean would be like storming up to us with the pages going, what did you do? Well, we just thought it was too much. Are you crazy? I want to dunk my head in the water. So she kind of knew the character. She was willing to go there with the character right away.
She's good. She can do it without being a ham.
That's right. So
Yeah.
she was just wanted to go all the way with it. So we just said, you know what? That was our first instinct, so let's go back to that. And so she kind of knew it kind of before we did that she could go this far without, getting out of the realm of reality for us, and it worked.
Do you encourage the actors to get together and do backstory? It seems like a lot of them kind of.
You know
create
what? You don't
backstory.
have to. When you're working with good actors, what happens is they bring their own backstory to the game. And once in a while, they let you know what it is. Once in a while, or most of the time they don't. They just, for themselves,
Yeah.
they have this backstory. And then it's interesting because what happens is you might write something in a script that actually, puts their backstory in play. And then they'll say, wow, that's what I was thinking, or this is what I thought. Let's use that also. So they kind of do it themselves.
Now, another thing this season was we lost a lot of beloved characters. We lost Edgar, we lost
we did.
Tony. Did you direct either of those?
I
jet scenes?
got the honor of getting rid of Edgar. So, and I shouldn't say getting rid of, killing. I got the honor of killing poor Edgar. And,
Was that a
and
hard one to do?
It was really hard. And I've got to tell you, I still watch it, and I tear up. I directed the damn thing. I'm so emotional, it's horrible. But I still tear up. And because he did such a great performance, but I think what people overlook all the time is that they feel really badly that Edgar died because Mary Lynn puts probably in the best performance in her 5 years or in her 3 years here with us.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big part of it. So it was enjoyable to do that. And then I did the killing of Palmer, and I also did the killing of Michelle. So
Man,
I didn't
those
get to
were
kill
hard
Tony,
ones
unfortunately.
Okay.
And it's funny. I mean, for
Not the
me, it's
Grim
really
Reaper.
interesting because I've been here so long that it's like, they're like my children. It's like birthing them and then killing them within the same thing. So I birthed Reiko as Michelle.
You're
So
quite
I
a
got to
parent.
kill her. I birthed Edgar, and I got to kill him. So that's nice parent.
Okay.
But it's kind of interesting that I can bookend it like that. And so,
What are some of the bigger action scenes you've directed this season?
well, we did the blowing up of the gas plant this season, which was probably the biggest explosions we've done, where we blew up 2 big giant gas tanks, and then we had the fantastic shot of Kiefer running with explosions virtually
Yeah.
right on his tail, and it was really funny because I wanted Kiefer to do it. We designed it in a way that he could do it without having a stuntman because I wanted to see his face with all those explosions.
Yeah.
And he trusts me, and he did it. And he did a great job, and I went up to him to pat his back to say, great job, and I almost burnt myself. His whole back was so hot. It was unbelievable. The
But he
fire
was okay.
he was fine. It was all fireproof stuff he had on, but basically the fire was really just right on his back. So.
Is that normal for a lead of a big show to do that extreme stuff?
Not quite as much as he does. I mean, he really sort of goes all out, and we rarely use a stuntman. I mean, it has to be something where it's so, dangerous to his life that we use a stuntman, but he usually does everything himself.
Now, this plot line, I got to say, it's been a little hard for me to follow. Some of it with the Logan and all that. Do you ever get confused?
No, never. See, if I get confused, we're in big trouble.
Yeah, I guess
because
so.
I'm the first kind of audience member. When I read that script for the first time, and I don't know what's going to happen, because I try to read it as fresh as I can. Although sometimes I know a couple of things, but I try to read it fresh, and that's my chance to be the audience member. And if I read it and go, oh my God, that's a surprise, then I know I'll be able to direct it in a way that I can convey it to the audience. So basically, that's my job. That's my first job, is to read that script and go, okay, I don't get it. Who's doing what? Why are they doing this? And then we clean it all up so it's as clear as possible.
All right, Jon Cassar, thank you so much for talking
You're
to
very
us.
welcome.
All right.
Very welcome.
I hope you've enjoyed learning more about 24. Keep watching, because we're going to put more shows up regularly. I'm Daphne Brogdon. Thanks for watching 24 Inside.